Today we're going to check out a RIMS tube. We're going to find out how it works, why it works, and how we can use it. But first things first, welcome to Stillworks and Brewing. My name is Randy, and this is a channel that's all about home distillation and brewing. Okay, but first, what does RIMS stand for? Well, it stands for Recirculating Infusion Mash System. Okay, so here's what the RIMS tube looks like. Let's see what's inside and see what makes this thing tick, okay? Let me bring the camera over here so you can really see what's going on. So let's check out the parts that make this thing tick. All right, we're going to start here with a heating element. I think it's a 1450 110 volt heating element that goes in this end, and then of course you're going to have a tri-clamp. Our first piece, this is a two tube RIMS tube, so we got two tubes here to connect together. It really makes it very simple to clean. If you have a just a brush, you're done. Then we move on up to here. We got our other tri-clamp with a thermal well here on this end, and what that's for is you have a thermal coupler, and it just slides down inside there and it picks up the temperature of the liquid coming through. Okay, and of course that will plug into your PID controller. Okay, very simple, very easy to clean, not much that can go wrong. Okay, so the only other parts that you're going to need is, of course, I've already mentioned a PID controller, and with that I'm going to need a thermocoupler. You need a pump, and you'll need of course a mash tun, and you'll need the hosing to hook it all up. Okay, it is very simple how this works. Okay, so first of all, what you will have is the wort will come out of the bottom of your mash tun. It will go to your pump, and then the pump will pick it up and put it in the bottom, or the port where your heating element is. Okay, so your wort's going to be coming in here. It's going to pass the heating element, which in turn will start to warm the wort up. Okay, as it passes here, it's going to pass the thermal well, and then it's going to go out to the back of the top of your mash tun, up on top of your grain. Okay, so what's going to be happening is, as the wort is recirculating through, the PID will sense the temperature, and it will try to raise it if needed. Okay, so but the only thing I will say is, if you're watching the temperature probe, the reading for that on your PID, it's going to be a little bit misleading in a way, for the only simple fact is it's not a reading of what's in your mash tun. Okay, now once coming in here, let's say I have the mash tun set at 153. Okay, so if there's a 153 degree temperature coming in here and it's going on through, the PID is going to be off. It will not send any energy down to the heating element. So that's going to be a pretty good indication what your temperature inside your mash tun is at. Okay, and if that temperature drops, it'll turn it on a little bit, and on and on and on like that. Okay, so it's actually very simple. Now, what I like about it is, well, we'll get that into a minute. Okay, but there's a few good points really remember. Number one is, like anytime you're using an electric element to heat anything, you never want to dry fire that element. It needs some kind of liquid around it. Okay, and I found using a RIMS tube, you want your mash that's in your mash tun pretty thin. And I just did one. I went ahead and put in the total amount of water into the mash that I wanted to end up with, and it worked fantastic. Okay, so I was doing the beer, and I think it was 6 gallons of water in my mash tun, and used the rim tube, and it brought my mash right to 153 and just kept it there. Okay. And the other one point I want to make is before you turn the switch on to turn the heat element, this goes back to number one. Before you turn the switch on for your heating element, just make sure that you got a good flow going through the RIMS tube back into the top before you actually fire that up. Okay? Okay, so what's the advantages of using a RIMS tube? Well, first, I think it's easy to hit your target temp and maintain it right there. And next thing I would say is, if you're doing like step mashes, for whatever reason, whatever your recipe is, it's very easy to do a step mash. And I believe that you get a real good conversion, from your starch conversion. I think it really does a good job with that. And with that being said, I'm hoping that it really brings up the brew house efficiency. I think it's going to do a good job with that. Okay, some of my final thoughts on a RIMS tube. First, I've been wanting one for a while. I like the idea. It's extremely easy to use. It will maintain it's beautiful how it maintains your temperatures, and I keep going to 153 because that's my magic number. It just brings it up there and keeps it there with, like a half a degree or so, maybe 1 degree variable. It's very easy to clean, very easy to maintain. It works very well. Okay. Any downfalls? Well, not at this present time. I don't really have any cons for it. The only thing I do need to do is I need to make me a mount, just to make it easier, just to hold it in place, hold it still. Okay. All right, but that's our RIMS tube. Hopefully we'll get to show you a few times using it. All right. Well, there is one thing that you can really do to help this channel out. Actually, there's 5 things. Hey, if you haven't had the chance yet, I would really like you to hit that subscribe button. We need all the subscribers we can get our hands on. And if you did that, you might as well hit the notification bell so when we come out with a new video, because sometimes I like to come out with videos in the middle of the week and stuff. Our normal day is Monday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but sometimes there's different videos come out, so you might want to make sure you can catch that. Hey, if you got friends in the brewing and the distilling world, share us with them, and give us that thumbs up and leave a comment. Okay? Hey, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time here on Stillworks and Brewing.